Welcome to Lillian, Ayona, Anna, and Lily's Physical Properties and Concentration Lab video. To begin, we're going to define a few terms.
A meniscus is a curve seen at the top of liquid in the container. This curve is usually concave, and it occurs because the molecules in the liquid are strongly attracted to the wall of the container rather than to each other. The liquid sticks to the edges and forms a concave shape. To read a meniscus, you must be at eye level with it. The key to getting an accurate reading is to measure the bottom of the meniscus. To prepare for our experiment, we first need to pour our stock solution into another container.
The stock solution is what we took from with 20% concentration of the solute to create the dilutions, which had a lower ratio of solute to the solvent water.
The steps of our procedure are fairly easy. Our first step was to weigh our 25 milliliter volumetric flask. We then selected 4 different amounts of stock solution to test, 2, 4, 6, and 8 milliliters. Each group member tested a different amount. We drew the appropriate amount of stock solution into our pipette, then transferred it to the 25 milliliter volumetric flask. We then added enough water to the flask to fill it to the 25 milliliter mark. Once the flask was full, we weighed it and recorded the data. We subtracted the weight of the volumetric flask by itself from the weight of it with the solution inside. We repeated this for each of the 4 milliliter values. Once we had this information, we were able to manipulate the density equation to solve for the final concentration.
We chose mystery solution number 764. We followed a similar procedure for this as our main experiment. We used our pipette to transfer 4 milliliters of the unknown solution into the 25 milliliter metric flask. We then filled it to the rest of the way with water. We weighed the flask with the solution inside and used the mass and volume to find the density. We then used the density equation to solve for the initial concentration of mystery solution 764.
Shown here is our lab notebook with all of our data recorded in it. Shown are the volumes of stock solution and water, the calculations for the final concentrations, a table displaying the concentration, mass, volume, and density of each of the stock solution dilutions, and data for experiment 3.
Do it, I believe in you.
Once we finished the experiment, we cleaned our glassware and returned it to its storage place within the lab. We also wiped up our table to ensure any spilled solution was removed.